Jim, just give us your take on tonight's game against Boston.
It was a disappointing result. I thought it was disappointing goals that we conceded, to be honest. To go 2-0 down in the first half was the real damage, to be honest, to us tonight. And I think the uncharacteristic nature of the goals we conceded, based on how we've defended this season and how we've generally handled those kind of moments, it was one of those nights where we were stung by two uncharacteristic mistakes, very close together in one half, in the first half at home. So that's difficult for us to swallow. We have to accept it because it is fact. But it made it a difficult night for us. We had to climb a mountain ultimately that we didn't want to stand at the bottom of, but we forced ourselves to be at the bottom of one. And we accept that. You know, we look ourselves in the mirror on that, and we accept that we didn't handle those moments correctly. I mean, we made those errors as a team. I think taking those out of it and taking like the shock that created in the stadium, I think the momentum of the performance was actually all us, really. Boston then obviously looked to counter and whenever they could, really, because we had to try to break them down, try to break down a rigid shape, not a rigid shape, but a strong shape to be honest, on the night. But we did, and we spoke at half time about we believed we'd create good opportunities and that the next goal, if it was for us, could really change the momentum of the night and the stadium and the team and the performance. And we came out second half, we made some changes and we had brilliant chances straight away from the off. Hendo had a great chance between the posts from a free ball from Ebanks, and Eddie Barlow had a low shot from about 6 yards out, goalkeeper saved with his feet. Ryan East hit the post on distance, and there was a lot of opportunities for us. I think if we look at the game in the 90 minutes, when we look it back just from an attacking perspective, we scored 2 goals. We definitely could have scored 3 more goals. I think overall, as an attacking product, we probably produced enough to win a game, without doubt. But defensively, we weren't good enough tonight in key moments early on, which gave us a mountain to climb. And it became Boston's night. I have to say, the officiating was atrocious, in my opinion. We can't see it yet because we don't get those stats early at this point, but the ball in play time tonight must be so low. I think the officials got schooled by Boston. I've never seen so many players be able to go down, tie the laces, reorganise their kit, and the game have to wait for them. Goalkeeper goes down just before half time. Kind of tactical one that goes on a lot these days. It happens. Probably that's the one that I can accept the most. But the ball out of play time, for the reorganisations of long throws, every goal kick, goalkeeper retrieving the ball, balls that go out in the opposite stand, all those moments are really difficult to try and generate momentum. And I understand why the opponents do it, because they're 2-0 up at our place and they're in a relegation dogfight. But the officials, for me, was so poor. And I expected some of that to be reflected in the minutes that were added to the game. And second half, to only be 3 minutes, when we've changed the momentum of the game and we're 3-2 and we're creating opportunities. I expected 6 to go up minimum, but it didn't happen. There's lots of things that you can't control. Officials' performance is one of them. How the opponent handles the game is definitely not one of them either. I understand why they do what they do. It's supposed to be officiated better, but we can control how we handled some of Boston's attacking choices first half, and we didn't handle them well enough. And unfortunately, because of that, it was Boston's night.
A few changes to the team. I think it was 4 in total. Ryan East coming back in after his scare on Saturday. Ethan getting his first start. since coming back from injury as well. Toby missing out on the squad. What's the kind of update on him?
Toby's ill. Ultimately, he's been in bed, unable to leave his bed for the last couple of days. So we'll have to see how he is moving towards the weekend. So yeah, we made a change on that front. Michael Adepoku came in on that side. Thought he'd done really, really promising, to be honest, for his first performance. Shame for him it wasn't the outcome he would have wanted for the team, but I thought he put on a promising display. Ryan come back into the team after, I won't discuss what it was, but medical emergency with Ryan at the weekend. So, maybe not easy for Ryan to go and produce his best performance straight after that. I think that's totally understandable. Ebanks came back into the team. First start for 8 months out, with 2 major hamstring injuries for the team. Obviously not, again, the outcome that he would have wanted for his first return, and not the one we wanted for him either. But I think Jack Kingdon, obviously a young player, this is his first exposure to men's football, and not necessarily able to go game at this moment in his career. That's a bit unfair to ask him to do that. And also rationale, there's a lot of Boston's threat created from long throws since they brought Nicholson in a few games ago. So Ebanks obviously helps us out in those moments. A lot of aerial duel success, in front of our own goal there that he helped us with. But definitely a positive that he is back, getting 60 minutes under his belt. Of the change tonight, sorry Greg, I can't think. We made 4 tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, the 4th change.
Michael, Ryan, Ebanks and Gilly came back into the team. So just a tactical one there.
Just kind of looking ahead now, you'll be confident that the lads can respond as they have done plenty of times this season when we go to Maidenhead on Saturday. Definitely.
We're 5 games unbeaten going into this one with 4 wins, draw away at Oldham, as we know. And yeah, we lose tonight. As I say, it's Boston's night. Things went against us. Some moments we didn't handle well. Some moments weren't handled well by other people. And yeah, it was just one of them games. And we accept it. We accept what we've done. We look to get better from it, and we move on to the next game.